Bitter milk desert. Once in Kerala, there lived a man named Kunchan Nambiar. He was a poet. At the same time, the founder of the dance form called Uttam-Tullal. Actually, this kind of dance was to ridicule or scandalize people or their behavior. In ancient times, it had maximum popularity in Kerala. Kunchan Nambiar was always a man of humor and wits, so people liked him very much. He had a considerable status in the royal court as the poet. The king loved his wits and wisdom very much. The king's amusements were Kunchan's behavior and words. One day, the king was attending a great feast. Many of his attendants and other royal officials were with him. After all, the counts and their countesses of the province were also with him to attend the feast. All of them were in the thought of giving the king a good impression of themselves. The king was also aware of this very fact. As far as possible, all of them tried to please the king and restrained from the activities that might dissatisfy the king. All were to have a good impression of them in the king. When the feast was going on, the king felt an amusement, and accordingly he wanted to test the people. In the hall, Kunchan was also present. He was sitting in a corner, unnoticed by anybody. When the milk dessert was served at the end of the feast, the king remarked with the expression of disgust, "What a bitter taste this milk dessert has. I don't want this." The courtiers who were enjoying the dessert stopped taking it. Actually, the dessert was very tasty. When the king remarked like that, the courtiers also began to remark, as he said someone or some such, "I have never drunk a dessert like this. This is bitter than the bitterness." While the courtiers were making a fuss on the dessert like this, Kunchan was enjoying it very heartily. The king was surprised and he asked him, "Kunchan, still you enjoy the bitter dessert?" Then very politely and calmly he replied, "I like this bitter taste very much. That is why I drink this bitter dessert." Hearing this statement, the king was burst into a loud laughter. Only then could the courtiers understand that the king was testing them. They all were made fools by themselves.